Hey friends. So I just wanted to drop in and say if you've been following me on Instagram, you may have noticed that I have been a little bit quiet lately. And if you are watching on YouTube, you might notice that this is not my usual setup with my professional mic and all that fun stuff. But I just wanted to have like a more raw, unfiltered conversation today about why I'm going to be really moving to showing up much more on YouTube and less on Instagram, as well as some things that I've realized about my own business and specifically about niching, how to niche, why to niche, how to use human design to niche, and all of that good stuff. So, I kind of took this summer off from social media. And one of the things that I was noticing specifically about Instagram is that I felt like I need to be on Instagram because everybody's on Instagram and my friends are on Instagram and my ideal clients are on Instagram, and Instagram is the place to be. And while some of those things are true, my friends are on Instagram and some of my clients are on Instagram, I noticed that I don't really enjoy going on Instagram myself. Like I don't go on it that much. I don't interact with it that much. And it started to feel more like I have to go on Instagram, not because I want to, but because I think that I should. And shoulding is never really works out that well, really, for anybody. So, ask yourself too when you're showing up on platforms, like, are you doing it because you want to or because you think you should? Another thing I noticed is that the platform that I personally spend the most time on, that I absolutely adore, is YouTube. I spend more time on YouTube than any other platform. There's so much amazing, interesting, varied content on there. I'm definitely more of a long form content kind of a person. I like depth over, these quick little dopamine hits that you get on Instagram. And as I was reevaluating my own content strategy, I was like, I'm going to really focus on YouTube. Like, why would I spend all this time focusing on Instagram when it's just not my platform? YouTube is my platform. And that being said, doesn't mean I'm going to be abandoning Instagram completely. I'm definitely going to still be using it, especially for things like DMs and connections and, quick little short hits of things and some behind the scenes stuff in stories, but it's definitely not going to be my main platform. So my main platform is going to be YouTube. That is where my energy and attention is going to go. And if you are on Instagram and you want to follow me on YouTube, I'll be sure to link that in a comment or in the stories. And if you're on YouTube and you're watching this, please hit subscribe and like if you want to see more content like this and more content about human design in business and specifically using systems and technology, which leads me to my next subject, and that is niching. So I will say I am a manifesting generator. I have gate 16 in my design. I have a lot of right-facing arrows, and people say niching, there's this big thing about niching and putting yourself in a box and limiting, who you can work with and all of these things. And the truth is, if you are talking about everything to everybody, you are not talking to anybody. Nobody's going to recognize themselves in your message when you're trying to go too broad and apply it to everybody. When you find a niche that is specific enough, not like hyper specific, like you want to find really that balance between specificity, but not totally going overboard so that you have the potential of like 2 possible clients on earth. But when you go specific enough, it makes such a big difference because you can really hone your message. You'll know, like, it just makes life easier. It makes it so much easier to create the right products, the right offers, because you know who you're talking to, you know how you help them. It makes it so much easier to create content, and you're not constantly stuck on this wheel of like, what am I going to talk about today? And you're also not constantly shifting and like, oh, I'm excited about this week, so I'm going to talk about this. And next week, I'm going to talk about this, because you will definitely lose people because they don't identify with that and it confuses your audience. So niching is definitely something that is important. Now, when it comes to discovering your niche, and especially using human design and in general, you want to be really like clear about what it is that lights you up, what it is that you are really in your zone of genius about. And a lot of this can absolutely be seen in your human design chart. What I've been seeing a lot lately is I've been seeing a lot of coaches switching to using human design in like their business coaching because human design is trendy. And I've also been seeing a lot of human design coaches switching over to business coaching. And I think that's absolutely amazing if that is actually like in your zone of genius and what really lights you up. If you're a coach and you just recently discovered human design, and yes, it's super exciting, and so you want to fully incorporate it into your business, make sure that you actually get the correct training so that you can add value to the lives of your clients. If you just watched a couple of Instagram videos and got a couple of tips and you know a little bit about type, like that's not going to be that supportive for your clients. You want to really make sure that you study human design and specifically how it applies to business so that you can really be supportive. And if you're somebody that's working with a coach that's using human design, make sure they actually know what they're talking about and not just the basics. Like, yes, type, strategy, and authority are important, and you absolutely want to really understand and embody that in order for human design to make a difference in your life. But it goes so much deeper than that. There's so many more levels, especially about human design in business. So you want to make sure you find somebody that actually knows those layers and the levels. They know the gates, they know the planets, they know the centers, they know the channels, they know how all of that works together, and even the deeper layers like variables, which makes such an incredible difference in your business and how you structure your offers. So just make sure that whoever you're working with actually knows what the hell they're talking about. And if you are somebody that's new to human design and wants to incorporate it in your business, get the education. BG5 certification is definitely the gold standard for human design in business. You don't have to get certified in something. There are definitely ways that you can self-study and work with mentors to get the knowledge that you need. Just make sure you get that knowledge and you integrate it into your life. And be careful about using ChatGPT because I love it. I mean, I use it all the time, but I also really know my stuff and I know when ChatGPT is wrong about something and I really know how to prompt it. So don't just blindly go into ChatGPT and think that it can teach you human design because it is still wrong about a lot of stuff. Now, if you're on the other end of the spectrum and you're a human design coach and you decided that you want to switch over to business, and I've seen a lot of people doing this, like a lot of human design coaches switching from some other niche over to business, make sure that that is actually in your zone of genius. It's actually what lights you up and it's actually what you want to be doing. Not that you're only doing it because you think you're going to make more money in that niche. And I think this is really true for a lot of different coaches. Like you see so many people focusing onto business because they think that's where the money at, and so that's why they're doing it. The money is everywhere. The money is where your zone of genius is. So you want to really, when it comes to your niche, like really look at and feel into like what lights you up. What are you gifted at? Have you been helping people with for your entire life in some way, shape, or form? And make sure you really feel solid about your niche. And if you have picked a niche and you notice that your not self theme is coming up a lot around that niche, that might be a really good indicator that it is time to do it differently, to think about some other options and really follow your strategy and authority when it comes to niching. Look at your chart, see where your gifts are, look specifically at your nodes if you are well versed enough on that. Your incarnation cross, if you're not sure what any of that means, reach out to somebody that is an expert in human design to help you with that. You can DM me if you want. I'm more than happy to really look into your chart and help you refine your niche. But just make sure you didn't pick something just because you think that's where the money is, because the money is actually a byproduct of living in your zone of genius and doing what only you can do in your own authentic way when you're really, really living into the high expression of your human design, which does also require shadow work. It does require deconditioning. You do have to do all that work, and you're going to continue to do it as an entrepreneur. And as you work through business, you're going to continue to do that. And that is important. But just make sure that your niche is actually aligned with who you are, with your design, with what lights you up, with what you love to do, because the money will naturally follow when you're doing that. You will naturally actually make a difference in the lives of your clients, your customers, the people that you work with, when you are working in that zone. When you're picking a niche simply because you think it's going to make you money or something is really trending right now, it's not going to really be that valuable for your clients. And it could potentially even be like somewhat damaging, because you see so much in the coaching industry, people that have felt like they've really been burned um, by somebody that, went into a niche because they think it's going to make them money and they didn't deliver results. So these are just some things that I invite you to consider when you are thinking about your niche. And that brings me to my niche. So one of the things that I've really been refining this summer and really been contemplating is my niche. And for a while, it has been like human design for business and entrepreneurship. And that's still pretty broad. It's not, everybody and their mom is a human design for business coach. Like you're seeing that everywhere. It's pretty broad. What I really excel at, what I love to do, and what has actually been a huge part of my history and something I've been working with for a long time and is really now coming to focus as to, oh, okay, this makes sense and feels really good to me, is systems and technology. I love systems. I love technology. Sometimes it frustrates the hell out of me, but it's that way for anybody. It doesn't necessarily mean not self-themed. And I have a podcast episode actually coming out about that next week. But like systems and technology is something I have been absolutely gifted at for many, many, many years. And I've really been honing in on how your human design basically integrates with your systems, with your technology, and how to use systems and technology in your business in a way that is aligned with your human design. And I've been working on an offer for a while called Aligned and Automated. I'm really excited about it. I love it. The feedback has been amazing. And it's really about setting up the correct systems in your business to automate your business as we move forward into this new era, and how to do it in a way that's in alignment with your human design. So I've been offering it as a kind of do-it-yourself product where you work through it yourself for a while. And I am actually going to be launching a group version of it this fall, because working in groups is so powerful. Having people that support you, that are on the same journey, being able to get coached around what you're working on, your offers, your design, all of that kind of stuff, really accelerates the process. So I'm going to be launching that in the near future. If you're interested in it and you want to learn more now, feel free to DM me on Instagram at HD Vanessa Naja, in case you're watching on YouTube. And I'm also going to be offering a very high-end coaching package around that, where I build your systems for you in alignment with your human design. That's going to be coming up soon too. You can DM me about that as well. And I'll be sharing more about those things in the future. I've also created a free report about human design, tech, and systems edition. You can find that on my website, or just go to vanessanaja.com/tech report. I will link it in relevant places, or just DM me and I'm more than happy to send you the link. So that is my little share for today. And I would love to hear from you. What has been your experience around niching, especially as it pertains to your human design? Leave me a comment, let me know, hit like and subscribe, and I will see you soon.